All right, guys. It looks like I'm live. I'm trying this StreamYard thing, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let me see if I have audio and everything. Head over to YouTube, see what's going on. Go to my channel, YouTube Studio. Now, let me see here. I got to figure out, okay, hide panel. Here we go. Here's comments. All right, cool. That's new and interesting. I like this setup, the StreamYard. It's pretty nice. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm live. Yeah, it looks like I am. Yep, looks good. Cool. See if anyone shows up. Hang out. Let's see if it. I got to find out if it shows how many people are live. Let me see here. Live viewers. Okay. 0. Oh, there's 2 people. Cool. I'll wait for a little bit of people to come in. In the meantime, I'm going to, I got to super glue a little missile that fell off this little F-16 that I 3D printed. Hey, iDress. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm trying StreamYard out for the first time, so I'm a little new to it because I want to kind of explore maybe inviting people on, talking about their 3D prints, that sort of thing. So let me know if the audio is good, if the video is good. I'm new to this, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'll review the footage, obviously, just to see, if I like StreamYard or not. So I'm just doing the free version for now. Yeah, let's go and maybe get some super glue for this. Get that going while we wait for some people to jump on here. Looks like the video's pretty decent, I think, on this MacBook Pro. So this may work out pretty decent. Some lights. We'll get some. Should do red, white, blue lights, right? I don't know if I can do all 3. I think I can only pick one color, but that's okay. We'll have fun. We'll have fun with it. Let's see here. I know my microphone's over here, so that's a little new. I'm used to having the DJI mic on my shirt, but we'll try this live stream thing, see how it goes. Looks like we got a few people on. 2 people on. That's cool. What's everyone up to for the 4th? Is anyone traveling? Spending time with family, friends? Anyone doing any fireworks? I am not doing any fireworks. I bought $10 of the little snappers. Well, my kids like those, so I bought a couple packs of those. And then I've got sparklers from like year or 2 ago. So my budget this year was $13. I don't want to spend any more than that. I spent enough on vacation last week out in San Diego, so I need to make up for that. Save some money in the meantime. But it was a great time. I'll talk about that in a minute, probably. I'm getting back. I did print a 3D print right when I got back because I had an order come in while I was on vacation. Customer was cool about it. He was like, yeah, dude, no problem. Take your time. Enjoy. So when I got back, I printed one of the wall plates last night. And yeah, it turned out good. Shipped it out this morning. All right, I got to hold this. This little missile fell off. So, hey, what's up, Brent? How you doing, man? Came across your journey on a business with 3D printing technology. I am from India, and I'm trying to build a business using the same tech. That's great. iDress, can I just call you iDress? Is that cool? That's just what your screen name says. But let me know if you want me to call you by something else. That'd be great. That's cool. What 3D printer do you have? Let me know. I did not look at the Bambu Lab sale that's going on. They're doing a 10% off thing. I know that I want to see if it's still going on. I hope it is. I don't know. We'll see. I got to really research what I want to do for maybe multicolor prints or multi-material prints. I know that there's a lot of other brands out there that are probably more affordable. Somebody said even the X2D could probably solve some of my technical problems, but I'm kind of thinking about exploring a new little 3D printing venture, not venture, just like a new path of things to 3D print. And I'll talk about it maybe on this live stream. See what you guys think too. All right, this super glue, this Craft Prots. Again, I'm not sponsored by these people, but it works pretty good. Like this is solidifying really nice. And I can just set it here and my son can have it back. He does play with his little 3D prints and jets from time to time, and they break every now and then. So whenever anything breaks, I always get like something laying on in my coffee tea area, and then my kids are like, "Oh, Dad's gonna fix it." Brent goes, "Good. Went to a flea market today. It was supposed to start at 8, got there at 7, and it was raining. Oh, that's a bummer. Rain till 9, and only us and 2 other vendors showed up. Is that a good thing? Did you make some more sales if nobody showed up? Unless, you got to have customers show up, right?" Idris says, "Currently, I'm into gifting products with keychains, tissue boxes, storage boxes, and I'm looking into selling Gridfinity as a service." Yeah, that's cool. For small shops that are disorganized. Hey, that's a good option. Somebody just commented on my one of my videos that suggested to incorporating a way for people to add Gridfinity into my wall plates, maybe on the shelf, or maybe it's a module or something like that. I thought about that. Even my uncle, on my wife's side, he suggested the same thing, to go with Gridfinity as an option for these wall plates. So I think that's kind of an interesting play. I got to look at the licensing. I think it is MIT licensed, if I'm not mistaken. And but still, like, I know you can. Yeah, I don't know. I got to look into it more. I don't know much about it to say much about it. I know the MIT license is the most open license, but Brent says it was very slow. Only had maybe 40 people stop by. Did end up selling $95 worth of products. They're having a car show, food trucks, and much more tomorrow. So fingers crossed tomorrow is better. Cool. 95. Yeah, it'd be better to be selling 200, right? But 95, I guess depends on what you paid for the table, right? Maybe the table was $50. You made 45. Green is green. That's the way I look at things. I'm not having second thoughts on Etsy, but I did just take vacation. So like I kind of put my processing time to 9 days. So I think that's why I only got one sale. But I'm like, after making 500 in revenue, I'm only making $15 in profit on, not even profit, just Etsy profit, Etsy gains, $15 over the last 6 months. Now, my thought behind that is that I'm building a customer base, right? And in theory, if I get repeat customers, then I'll start to see profits on that advertising dollars that I've spent. I've spent around $400 or 300 or 400 in advertising dollars. And after shipping, advertising, all the fees, I've made $15 on Etsy, which means I've lost money because I've sold like 16 orders, 17 orders. So I've used filament for that, which was obviously more than $15. But yeah, business is hard. It's not easy, right? And I've got a few other ideas to maybe increase the cost per sale by making some bundles on Etsy. I think I've got a good amount of product likeness that it's all about organization. I think I can put some packages together to maybe get that increased sale, like up to $30 or $40 a sale. So we'll see. iDress says, but I would want to build my own products. Yeah, for sure. Coming from a software engineering background, just like me, that's awesome. I don't have the industrial design creativity thinking to solve a problem or even think about one. Tips. Now you do, you're in software, like just look around you. You're in India, dude, you guys have tons of problems, just like we do in the US. You got to be able to figure out something just simple, and don't, uh, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but don't close yourself off to thinking from the male perspective, I'm pretty sure you're male. Being a male myself, we can get closed-minded into what other guys would want. Think about the females, man. All my customers on Etsy, at least in the US, are females. I've had I think one, maybe two guy customers so far in the US on Etsy. All the rest are female because these products are little organizers. Maybe look around in India. What do the women do? What do they have? What are all the little accessories they have? They're the ones who spend all the money. You know this. They spend all the money building their little nests, the little nests, the birds, they build all the nests. That's what the women do. They build nests in their house, and they're looking for stuff. They're looking for ways of optimizing things. And guys do the same thing too. Like I think Brent, he sells like battery attachments for workshops, right? You can go that route too, which, a lot of guys are into the workshops. Now, don't get me wrong though, females can do the workshop too. One of my best customers was a female, and she's got just an awesome workshop. So, don't pigeonhole yourself into certain markets. That's all I'm saying. I think that'll help you open your mind up to what's out there, what has an opportunity. And the other thing I would say is you got to focus on something niche that can present as a high dollar value, because 3D printing is low volume, right? You're not doing plastic injection molding. You're not competing in that space. You're competing in the niche space, like that maybe wealthy Indians over in India would want a product, right? Well-to-do Indians who would spend maybe, I don't know what's expensive there, maybe $20 US over there is a lot of money, right? Look for something like that. What could you offer for $20 USD, right? Maybe in, Indian rupees, I think it is. Maybe that's a lot of money, which would be a high niche, high margin product, right? That's just my initial thoughts. I don't know much about India, so don't take my word for it. Ask around, right? Look at markets in India. So $20 for a spot per day. Got to step away. I'll be back in a few minutes. Cool. Yeah, $20 is not too bad for a table at a flea market. You make 95, $70, man. That's not bad. So depending on how far you got to drive for that. I agree. I'm unable to identify or even a list of categories to try. Yeah, I think you definitely want to find a niche for what you want to focus on, because your shop, you don't want it to be all over the place, right? You don't want your shop to be like video games and workshop. That just doesn't make sense. Like no one's going to go to a shop looking for workshop stuff and see a bunch of video game items in the shop, right? That's the thing. Like you got to it's like YouTube. Okay. YouTube. I don't know how it works in India, but like YouTube, to be successful, at least from my perspective, you got to niche down because people are looking for something on YouTube that interests them, right? That they're passionate about. And I got into this 3D printing out of a passion. I just had a lot of fun with it. And I'm a software engineer. And so I enjoy tech. And I think your shop should reflect the same thing, having a niche. So I'm going to grab my tea and I might start a print. I don't know. I haven't been modeling anything new for a while. So I do have one new thing I'll show you guys, which I mentioned, and I can actually show you because I'm on this laptop. Oh yeah, I gotta take this part off and then I can show you guys this little product. I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I think it's for my own purposes, but maybe I might. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, niching down on a shop is definitely key. I mean, Etsy, you can categorize your shop pretty well. They do offer you this They're called sections, I believe. I don't know what you have in India. You might have something similar to Etsy, but make sure if you do change up um, your product lineup, make some sections in your shop. Don't have it all on one page where you got stuff mixed all up. Make sure you got a good organization, because people might come there for video gaming or come there for workshop stuff. Just depends. So it's hard though. It's not easy. I think for you, don't worry about the domain so much, but worry about at first, find something that you want to fix, a problem you want to fix, and then try printing it, try making it, right? Try engineering it, printing it, see if you like it, see if you like it, right? Or your wife or your kids or whoever you're making it for. Um, Eat your own dog food. That's my best advice to anyone out there, is make sure you eat your own dog food. A lot of businesses fail because they don't try their own products. I've got one of my wall plates upstairs in my tea area that I put my glasses on, my sunglasses, my wallet, my keys, my chapstick. I'll throw stuff on there. Sometimes I'll throw coins in there. I love it, right? I got to at least use my product to make sure it's worth selling, and it shows that it is something that is useful. I am getting sales. It's just probably not enough volume and enough margin, high cost, or not high cost, but high revenue to make it profitable. I got to figure out this bundle thing. That's my next challenge. So that's going to be working on for the next couple of weeks here, probably in the next few weeks. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, SBC? How you doing, man? I can't remember your first name, dude. I apologize. I think you mentioned it in one of the last live streams. So, America forever. Cosmin has shrimp tanks. That's a cool name. Yeah, happy 4th, man. Well, 4th going to be in an hour or so. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was just talking about, how to structure your shop a little bit. And again, I'm not an expert, but this is just how I'm thinking of things, in general. So Idris says, to be honest, the current one is a side hustle, which me and my wife run. Personally, I want to start with a category only and make products for that category and put out content around it on Instagram. Yeah. That's one of my, what do you call it? Not this. I'm trying to think of the word. I'm not as good at the social media aspect. I'm fine with YouTube. YouTube is something I can vibe with, but Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, I am horrible at it. Honestly, I got to get better at it, but it takes time. What's up, Jack in the shop? How you doing, man? Steve. Okay, Steve's your name. Thank you. I'll just try to remember that on the SPC. Now you're out in, where are you at? You're in the UK, aren't you? I think, or Canada or Australia. I know you're outside the US, I believe. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, as far as the 4th goes, I'm not going to do any fireworks. I'm just going to stay at home. I got the lawn mowed today. I just got back from 10-day vacation. Lawn was ginormous. Took me a while. I had to stop the mower, restart it, because I kept filling up the lawn bags. I don't mulch, so my mower was getting clogged up with wet grass, because it's been raining too a little bit here in Michigan. It rained again today. We had this crazy storm go through. So after I mowed, then I got a bunch of sticks that flew all over and got my lawn all nasty, basically. So that's how it goes. We've had a lot of heat here in Michigan, and I was out in San Diego for 10 days. It was like 72 degrees and just beautiful. I loved it. I wanted to stay there for another week or two, but yeah, I got to come back to reality, So let me find this one. Oh yeah, here's this new module I created, because my last live stream, I was kind of, I set my camera on one of my wall plates up here, this black one here, and it was just kind of resting up there on the shelf, right? So I was saying to myself, hey, I should make a module for a tripod mount, basically. And I found a freeware. I always look for free, license-free stuff on MakerWorld. And I found this thing that this isn't the exact perspective of it, but it had this half circle here with a screw basically to screw on the tripod or to screw the camera mount. And then I added my module piece right here. And yeah, so I think it's going to fit pretty good. I haven't really played around with it very much, but so it's right there. And then I'll go ahead and get this little guy on this, what do you call it? I forget the brand name of this. Ulanzi, this quick connect thing. Now I used PETG, PETG for this module, and the threads work really well. This is tight, like this is not going anywhere. There. So I'll get this on my DJI. Get the bottom on here. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to sell this. Maybe I will. We'll see. It's kind of a weird one. I mean, who's going to put this on their on their wall plate? But why not? You know, let's just have fun here. Let's see. Why is that not? Oh, it's in the lock mode. That's why. I always forget there's like this little lock on this Ulanzi thing. There we go. That's pretty cool, actually. It works. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I remember you were from the UK, Steve. Thank you. How's it going out there? You guys had a heat wave too for quite a while. For at least I know in France they had it pretty bad. I don't know about the UK. I know you guys are kind of shielded a little bit, being a little north and the ocean's in front of you. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. That crazy setup. I kind of like it, honestly, for this. At least in this room, it works for a live stream. I mean, maybe it'd work for people on a light switch. I don't know, but maybe I'll sell it. Why not? Who knows? Maybe some camera people will like it. You know, it's not good for like big cameras. It would totally fall off. I think. I don't know. I mean, maybe it would hold. It's hard to say. I think a big camera would be too big, but small ones, you know, little pocket camera or whatever. DJI Osmo 3, it works. So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about my trip. We got there good, easy flight. We got there not this last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before. And our first day we did, what was it called? Birch Aquarium. It's called Birch Aquarium in La Jolla, California. And it was a nice, like, kind of niche aquarium, not really big like SeaWorld or anything like that. And just not too many people too. It was on like a Wednesday, so it was a real nice aquarium. Got to touch, you know, like sea urchins and coral, and I don't exactly know all the stuff my kids were touching, but they had a lot of fun. So still hot here, Steve. Yeah, in the UK. Yeah, it's hot here. I think it's supposed to cool down finally next week. We'll see what happens. And then after that, we did Legoland. You know, come on, you guys have seen all my well, you probably haven't seen all my Legos, but I've got a lot of Legos. So we did Legoland. That was a long day. So that was all we did that day. And then the next day we went to, it was like some shops by the water, or some little shopping center downtown San Diego, right on the bay. And we had lunch there, did a bunch of shopping, and then we went home and just swam. We rented an Airbnb with a pool and a jacuzzi. So every day we would do one thing and then come home, pool and jacuzzi for like 5 hours. So we did 6 days of that, basically one event or one tourist attraction, essentially. We did the aircraft carrier for one day. That was really, really cool, eye-opening for the kids. Like, they never seen anything that big. And so that was pretty cool. My son loved it. He was like running around trying to, you know, go through all the little compartments and all that on the aircraft carrier. So that was cool. And let's see, what else did we do? We did the zoo. I went there years ago, and I don't remember it very much. It was like 15 years ago. But this time going, I was like, this thing is really great. It's a great zoo, honestly. If you ever go to San Diego, it is worth going to. you hear it's like the best zoo in America. It pretty much is. Just the vegetation is so diverse there and huge in general. It's like you're walking through the jungle. Animals, for the most part, you could see most of them. Occasionally, they weren't out and about. But yeah, that was kind of a long day, similar to Legoland. So we did that, and then we did this place called Torrey Pines. There's a famous golf course there, Torrey Pines Golf Course, and there's a big like a bunch of hiking you can do through these like canyons up against the ocean. That was really cool. We walked the beach there. That was nice. And let's see, what else did we do that day? I mean, we didn't do that all day. That was like maybe a 3-hour event we did. And then we drove to La Jolla for a second time. And because we missed the seals there the first time, we went to the wrong cove. There's a couple coves there in La Jolla. And so we went again to go see if we could find the seals, and we did, because I remember seeing them there years ago. And there was 20 baby seals. So the kids and my wife, they were just, watching them for like an hour or two. It was great. I mean, I enjoyed it too, but yeah, they were just mesmerized by it. So it was a lot of fun. And we went down and checked out a cave as well. There was like a cave store. You paid like $40 for a family, and you go down to this cave down in the water and or down near the water. And that was pretty cool too. So we had a blast. I recommend San Diego. I know some people may not like San Diego or California, but man, I had an absolute blast. I would go again if there wasn't so many places to go in the U.S. So yeah, it was a good time. It was finally a vacation that over the last 20 years I've been working remotely on software. It was the first time that I finally like closed the laptop, barely busted out the phone, and just enjoyed the whole time. Honestly, didn't do any work. I didn't record any YouTube videos. Normally I'd always record like a couple videos even on vacation, because I was like doing a video every single day back in 2025. But now I've kind of cooled it off like a little bit. The channel is doing better, which is weird. The less videos you do, but the more you niche down, like I said, the better you do. Close the laptop, WHC. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is there an issue audio wise? Let me know. T-shirt life. Yeah, this 3D fuel. Yeah, I like wearing t-shirts. Why not? Bought a few. I think I bought like 1 or 2 t-shirts in San Diego, maybe. I normally a t-shirt guy. I wear polos, like golf polos, because when I do my YouTube videos, because these little DJI mics, they hook up to the collar really nice. Oh yeah. Close the laptop. Yeah, on vacation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because when you do a startup, like I think it was like my second time in Hawaii. I was building a startup, and there was no time for. I mean, I enjoyed the time in Hawaii, but I still got calls and still had to jump on the laptop and code a few fixes for what I was doing. But yeah, these little lapel mics, they work great. These DJI mics, not on t-shirts. They kind of sag your shirt. But yeah, on vacation, it is nice just to close the laptop and forget about the rest of life, the busyness of life, and enjoy your vacation. So I recommend it. Finally, I was able to do it. And I think from now on, I will be doing that, because I've only got so many years with my kids, and you got to enjoy life, especially it's just life is short, Every year you get closer and closer to like 50 and 60. You're like, man, time is precious. So that's the way I look at things nowadays. But yeah, I've got some ideas, which was, I did get on my phone a little bit on vacation, because I had a little idea pop in my head. The wall plates and the bathroom modules that I'm doing, they're fun. Like, they're good for like trying to, sell some products on Etsy, dream about, selling a decent amount of products. But they're not exactly like the funnest thing to work on, you know. So I don't know what really came in my head. I don't even know what I was thinking of. It was like more of like just I wasn't thinking about work, right? And I thought to myself, you know, I've always been into arcades and games in general. And I've got a cousin, he's into pinball, and so is one of my former business partners. He's got like 15 pinball machines, and maybe it was an advertisement because I think I saw like a Jersey Jack pinball machine. They're a manufacturer of pinball machines. I saw an ad for one of them, like a Star Wars one, or maybe that was a Stern one, I think. But maybe it's in my head a little bit. And I thought to myself, what if I could create like a 3D printed pinball machine? Maybe not all the parts, but maybe 80% of the parts or something like that, you know? Obviously, I think the ball itself, you want to go with a steel ball. I don't think you'd want to do a 3D printed ball. But, you know, you've got springs and some other things. And I was like, hey, why don't I just see what ChatGPT thinks? And it just gave me a slew of cool, interesting strategies and ideas to build a modular 3D printed pinball machine type of thing. I don't know exactly what it'll be. Maybe I'll call it like Tecton Arcade, you know, and that'll just be like a generic kind of brand. And I could do games. I could also do pinball machines. I'm not talking like full size pinball machines. I'm just talking like desktop size. All right. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, and I think it'd be fun on the YouTube channel, you know, kind of see my progress, see what I'm doing, give me some ideas. We can talk about things. You know, I don't know exactly if I'd consider selling them on Etsy. It wouldn't go well with what I'm currently selling on there. But yeah, I could see where it goes, you know, just have fun, you know. And that'd be kind of a reason to do like the multicolor, because I forget what they call it, like the base where the ball is rolling. Like I would want to have like the ability to make it like a design on there, and then I could modularize like bumpers and tracks, and I don't know all the little details of a pinball machine, but I'm sure I can learn and figure all that out and just have fun trying to print that stuff and see if I can get a actual decent pinball machine to work. You know, it wouldn't be electronic. It would be like all just mechanical at first. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, I could, if you guys are interested, if anyone's interested, I was thinking of using this StreamYard on these live streams to have anyone come on if you guys wanted to present your 3D printed product. Maybe not tonight, but maybe in a future live stream we could do that. Or we could just talk shop, you know, talk about 3D prints, what you've got going on, what you're trying to accomplish, what kind of troubleshooting you're having, what filament you're using, what's your favorite material, whatever it is, you know, it could be anything. So I got to figure out how to do this. Let's see here. Just curious. Let's see here. Okay. Invite guests to the studio. Okay. You can have up to 6 people at once. Right. Okay. Let me see what else is on here. Those are just settings. Okay. Yeah. Cause I can do, you know, like, okay. You got to invite a guest to do like different layouts there. Okay. Yeah. Brent, you like that idea? Dude. And if you want to have like, you know, if you want to be like more anonymous, like you don't want to show your face, I think you can just mute your camera and just do audio only. I think that would be a good way to go if you don't feel comfortable, you know, showing yourself on camera or whatnot. So I know that, you know, YouTube is kind of a scary thing for some people, at least my age and above, like getting on camera. It's kind of one of those things. So you could mute yourself on camera and you could talk about your product, or you could just show your product with the camera, right? And then be on audio as well. And we just have a conversation, man, talk anything. It doesn't have to be 3D printed. It could be stocks, not financial advice, quote unquote, but we can talk about that. I don't want to get into politics. You guys know I don't really care to talk about it. It's just to say you can get on any channel and find that, but I like to stick to 3D printing, and I think stocks are good to talk about too. What's going on in the markets? It's always good to try to make money with that. I make way more money with stocks than I do with 3D printing. Let's put it that way. But I like 3D printing. It's just passion. It's a passion of mine. So I enjoy it. Yeah, I could try it even now. If anyone's interested, let me know. And I'll put the link out. Obviously, be on your best behavior kind of thing. We'll have to, kind of set the ground rules, I guess. But other than that, I'm willing to take the risk on a live stream. I think it'd be kind of fun. I don't have a lot of people on these live streams. There's only 3. So it's like, unfortunately, I don't have a huge audience to where, your 3D printed product would be visible. But, people do watch the live streams afterwards. So sometimes people might see that there. And maybe we could do something where, maybe your shop link could be in the description. I could do that afterwards. I think it'd be a good way to kind of build a 3D printing community as far as sharing what everyone does. I think that'd be pretty cool. Sharing my stuff. I've already done enough sharing, As far as new ideas, this little camera mount thing got me thinking. I know that the cell phone industry with, mounting your phone to things is probably pretty competitive in general. But I am kind of interested in maybe building some iPhone like attachments that maybe I could build a 3D printed product for, that maybe would attach to a standard tripod. That'd be kind of interesting. I'm sure there's probably already products out there for it, but there's so many phones out there that, and it's a great search term, phone, whatever. You can get a lot of traction there. So something to think about. Very scary, LOL. Yeah, what you mean being on camera? For sure. Brent has a topic. My company is focused on garage, sporting goods, and tools, but at shows I have tons of people that want custom parts. But my thought is, if I'm going through the trouble of designing the parts, oh yeah, I see what you're saying there, I might as well sell them. Don't know if it's having so many different types of products would hurt sales. Yeah, so it's a good question. Yeah, I think it depends on what you build for that customer. A custom built product that you model, the customer asks you, I want this, X, Y, and Z. You have to make a judgment for yourself and decide, does that fit the shop, for one, right? Your Etsy shop or whatever you have going on. Does it fit the niche? Is somebody else willing to pay what that person paid? Similar, obviously that person will pay a little bit more because it's custom and premium to them. But is another person willing to pay a slightly less premium for that custom job? And can you scale it, right? Is it easy to print, or is it a pain to print? Does it take 24 hours to print? Is that worth selling on Etsy? Maybe not, right? I might as well sell them. Don't know if it... Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's see here. Like today I had a lady wanting scrapbooking stuff. Yeah, does that make sense with your shop, Brent? I don't know. I don't know if it does. And you can only have like one Etsy account per email. I mean, if you section off your... I mean, here's the thing, Brent. if you're not happy with your sales on Etsy, you might as well add a scrapbooking product that you could have created and create a new section in Etsy. Because if you're not happy with that market anyways, and if a scrapbooking product does better in Etsy, then go with it. Now, if you had an established store that was doing really well, maybe you don't want to mess with it, right? That's the trick, right? Like it depends on like kind of where you're at in your business cycle. Not business cycle, but what do I mean by that? But I mean where you at in your business, right? Are you just at the very beginning where you're just exploring new things, you're trying to get traction? Maybe the scrapbooking thing would work on Etsy versus what you're selling there today may not be working. It just depends. I think it was working for you at first, but just keep trying. It's really hard. I mean, business is not hard. I really don't think it would fit my shop. Yeah, I kind of agree there. If you're still bullish on your products, it's a competitive space where you're at for sure. I don't know if that's why you're not getting sales. It could be, again, I think it could be the photos a little bit. Like the table you sent me, the photo of the table with all the products, they look great on that table, So maybe just work on the photos a little bit more there. Yeah, you got to decide, do you want to change your shop up, the theme of it, right? So, because you don't want to confuse your customers. Like if you do have existing customers coming to your shop, you don't want to confuse them because you're focused on scrapbooking attachments or whatever this person wanted, right? That would definitely confuse your audience and your customers. So you gotta be careful about that. Or you set up a second email address, right? I don't know how hard that is. And you focus on a different type of product line, right? I'm sure maybe I don't know what you're doing, but maybe your wife could have a second email, or maybe she could run her own shop, a different shop. It was working really well at first, multiple sales a week from Etsy and Facebook. I did take new photos with the light box for Etsy. Oh, great. That's good, man. I'll take another peek here. I got to find your shop again. Hey, send me the shop again. I should have favorited. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm really horrible at using Etsy as an end user than I am just the shop manager, Yeah, send me the shop name again. I'll take a look at your new photos. There we go. Hey, Barry, how you doing, man? I'm late to the convo, but looking at the chat, Slant 3D's analytics suggests that shops with more than 30 product listings are the ones making the most money. That's good to know. I am at, I think, 26 items. Yeah, I'm at 26 total SKUs. And I'm about to create some bundles here. And so hopefully I can get above 30 soon. I finally got 2 reviews, which were really good reviews. Like one was 4, one was 5. So pretty happy about that. So it's early, building up, Barry goes, not necessarily sure which way that relationship works or whether it's casual or just correlative. Yeah, but it's a stat anyways. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Hot shots, designs, and solutions. You're at 17 items, Brent? Nice. What about you, Barry? Are you on Etsy, and how many items are you selling on there? Or are you just doing this for fun? I can't remember. Gotta think about. Let me see here. Oh, I see. Oh, you can show. Oh, I see. All right, there we go. Now I want to. How do I copy it? I can't copy it. Here, I'll show it again. Why not? Hot SCH. ATZ. CHAT. Okay. There we go. Looking it up here. Yeah, Etsy is real tricky. Like I searched that and it came up in the autofill, but it doesn't show your shop. It's like it shows other shops, which is really frustrating. Their search on shop name it's kind of like YouTube. YouTube search is kind of a pain as far as like finding a channel by the name. It doesn't always work. I'll have to find it and I'll let you know next time. It's kind of annoying how that works. I don't sell things. I just waste my time designing and printing. It's not a waste, man. Nothing wasteful there. I'm a software engineer who does this for fun. Yeah. That's probably where I'm at too. I'll be honest. 15, 16 sales. That's really just more of a hobby, fun business. It's kind of fun to know that somebody else appreciates your product. I'm having fun sharing it on the YouTube channel, doing more success on the YouTube channel in general. So I think that's part of it too, right? Yeah, I'd like to get to, I think, Barry, you've been in the off the bench live streams there. We've talked on there. And Chris has got a great thing going. He's definitely running it as a real business. But I think he's doing more of just, he's more of a process guy. And he's doing more of a fulfillment, basically, for other people's businesses, which is great. I think his microphone is really good. He should definitely push that. But he's definitely pushing the manufacturing side pretty well. I think I don't know if I'd want to do just that, print other people's stuff. I think it is good though. Good for him that he can. Looks like he's making a profit doing that, so that's great. I don't know if I'd want to get to a point where I had that many printers in my basement. I'd have to go off-site. I'd have to have a small commercial building to do that. I think if I get above 3 or 4 printers, I think you have 10, isn't it? Don't you, Barry? I think you have quite a bit. Somebody does that I've seen on the channel. If I had more than 5, I think I'd want to be out of my basement. But he's got a huge basement, so he's able to do that. But mine's like fully finished, so I don't have that luxury. Chris was doing it hobby style, yeah, until he got laid off and had to make a choice. Always glad to see him succeed. Yeah, me too, man. I hope he just knocks it out of the park. I'm excited to see the day he moves out of his basement. I think he's gonna pull the trigger eventually. He's running out of space down there. So Brent says, I do have a handful of products I need to print in ABS to finish the list then. Okay, cool. That's awesome. What colors? I know you have the red battery holders. Yeah, what colors do you offer on your products? Just curious. Barry's got 8 printers, but I'm trying to pare down. Yeah, sure you are. You know there's going to be a new printer that comes out. You're going to be up to 9. Yeah, I got to figure out what I want to get for maybe a 3rd printer. I don't have the need from a capacity perspective, but if I get into this pinball idea where I want to have multicolors, because I definitely would then, because I'd build like themes for, the pinball modules or whatever, then I'd want different colors, But I guess they could be the single color. I don't have a need to upgrade to the H2C, but I'm tempted. I am tempted. Oh, you support all the colors Bamboo has for ABS. That's not too many, I don't think. Right? Well, let's go on there. Let's check out what Bamboo has. I forget what they have for ABS. ABS. Oh, no, they have a ton. Yeah, they got a lot of colors. That's cool. What is this? ASA Aerospace? Maybe that's what they're showing. They're showing like a plane on here. Interesting. Self-foaming material renowned for its exceptional durability and toughness. Heat-sensitive foaming allows for controlled model and density. Interesting. Resulting in feather-light print models. Oh, for like drones and stuff. Duh. That's cool. Yeah, ABS is lightweight density because I use way less material when I print these wall plates in it. Dan, have you decided to add a third printer? I'm on the fence. I just got back from vacation, so I haven't put a lot of thought into it. I was real busy today. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I mean, I do say, so I've got two there. I mean, why am I having this little laser jet there when that could just go up on a shelf, right? I think I've got space. I could move these two just a little bit over, right? Or maybe face one the other way, maybe get rid of some of the stuff. I don't need all these tools here. But yeah, I'm thinking the third could go there. But then I got to upgrade my ventilation, of course, right? So yeah, I'm thinking about it, I mean, the YouTube channel is making pretty decent money per month, a couple hundred a month. So I can kind of justify it as part of the channel. And then I'd have to focus, I think. If I was to do the H2C, I'd want to focus on some multicolored prints, have a little bit more fun on the channel with something that maybe I could create too. I think painting in Bambu Studio is pretty straightforward. That's not very difficult to do. I'm very detailed when it comes to using Adobe Photoshop, so I could do that in Bambu Studio for sure. So Barry goes, oh, I meant to point you to Rolohan's Kitty review. Rolohan is a character. He invents open source printers. Okay. We'll have to check that out. And then Barry goes, last I looked, all Bambu ABS was sold out. Good luck, Brent. Oh no, that's the problem with Bambu filament. I don't want to depend on it, honestly. Well, I can't use it because I think they have one FR maybe material, but I don't want to deal with their depending on their filament because sourcing is it's just not there. I feel bad for anyone who is sourcing from there and they have trouble getting it. Potentially if they have a high volume print, but yeah, I got to decide if I want to buy 10 kilograms of this polycarbonate filament. I think I'm going to wait until I run completely out of what I have for fire retardant filament for my wall plates, and then I'll decide if I want to pony up like $200 for 10 kilograms for the black and white. The almond doesn't sell as much. Black is my best seller, surprisingly, which I find kind of interesting. So most houses are usually all white or almond, but I do like the black. It is pretty sharp. I like it. So, but yeah, Bambu, man, it's like, come on, get it together, guys. Get your filament manufacturing going. But it's pretty popular stuff. So, and I think a lot of people buy in high volume bulk. And so that's why it's always out of stock, I suspect. So, but to be honest, with PLA, maybe there's a slight increase in quality, I don't know. I mean, I printed with Sunlu, Bambu, just cheap ones in general. They all feel the same to me. They don't feel like super higher quality as far as Bambu goes, but that's just my vibe. Yeah, it's hard to get ABS from them. When they have it, I buy 30 rolls. Do you buy all different colors, Brent? Let me know. I'm just curious. Yeah, that's how you get the discount. Is you want all the different colors. You want to buy, because I think they offer that too. If you buy multiple colors, they'll give you a discount as well. Doesn't matter if it's the same color or not. I never did get an email back for this PLA fire retardant material. They never did email me back, and I'm like, I'm not going to buy 50 kilograms of this until I have really high volume. So I'll just pay the premium, and I increase the prices of my products on Etsy. And if they don't sell, they don't sell. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm not going to push something that doesn't work. So Bamboo doesn't make their own filament. They source it from Esun, Sunlu, Landu. I never even heard of that one. I like Bamboo filament. I just never saw it as worth the premium. Yeah, I think it's not much more expensive. It's slightly for a single roll. I think if you buy in bulk, it's around the same as all the other Polymaker and all the other filaments. But yeah, because I've actually taken their refills and dumped them on a Sulu, Sulu, whatever it is, whatever that manufacturer is. I don't really pay attention to all of them, but probably should. Maybe I could boost some of them on my YouTube channel. But yeah. So the first thing on my little pinball machine idea is I'm going to work on the tray, basically where the ball rolls on. That'll be the first thing I work on, and I'm going to make it like an adjustable height, like the legs will have like a screw where you can adjust the angle of the table. I think like 6 degrees to 7 degrees is the most common degrees that these tables run at. So it should be interesting. It's going to be a fun little project. Brent goes, yeah, I stock up on the colors I use the most. Red mostly. Yeah, on your product. Black, yellow, and orange. Try to keep 4 rolls of all color. Red, I ordered 10 plus. Wow, that's cool. I only keep 2 kilograms of each color. So I think that's pretty decent. I mean, I can get this stuff in 2 days. The one company, Elegoo, for the polycarbonate, that one took about 5 days. But I'm not to that point yet where I'm shipping that material. But I suppose I'll probably buy 10 kilograms. If I run out, I'll probably buy that much, and then I won't have to worry about material for a long time. Barry goes, I mostly buy whatever's cheap. Yeah. On Amazon, Haul, Prime Day. Yeah. I got 20 kilograms of Polymaker Pan Chroma for $6.50 a spool. That's great. That's awesome. $65 for, or no, you went 20 kilograms. Okay. So you got $130 worth, 20 kilograms. Are you going to burn through that quick? That's a lot. Jack goes, that's a good price. I got for the cheapest myself. That's cool. Okay, Landu makes Elegoo filament. Okay, for what it's worth. All right, awesome. I'll have to take a look then if they make that. Maybe they do sell the fire retardant material, maybe even cheaper. We'll see. Maybe I'll check that out right now. Why not? Landu. Okay, so that's a brand on Amazon. Okay, Landu Innovations. That's it. Okay. Let's see what they got here. Aesthetics refill. Yeah, it looks like, I wonder if, yeah, maybe Elegoo makes that fire retardant. I don't see one that they have. Let's see. They don't even sell PC on their website unless it's somewhere buried, or it could be on Amazon. But yeah, I'll check it out. I'll put this in my list. Cool. It's always good to have another source. It'll last a while. At $6.50 a spool, you can buy weird colors like foggy orange. Nice. See, now you're convincing me to get the H2C, because then I can buy a bunch of different colors and just have fun with coloring different 3D prints, with foggy orange or weird colors, and I can buy 20 kilograms at $6.50 a spool. You just went click, 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 add to cart, all these different colors probably on Prime Day. I missed it. I didn't even get on Amazon. I was on vacation. My wife, she ordered stuff but sent it to her mom because we weren't there. So, she's got school supplies she's always got to buy and all that. So Forget the H2C, get the U1. What's the U1 again? What company is that? Snapmaker. Okay, I'll check it out. Is that kind of their premier product, like their flagship product? What's the build plate on that? Let's see here. The size here. Okay, 270 by 270 by 270. Slightly smaller than the 325 that you can get on the H2C. I'm looking here. Auto loading. How is the loading on that filament like as far as compared to the AMS? I have both, Barry says. I think most of the time the U1 is more than enough. Okay, that's good to know. 4 heads, no poop. Now, does the H2C have much poop if you're only using like 4 to 8 colors? Let me know, guys. I wouldn't imagine it would. Maybe just initially when it first loads the filament into the nozzle for the print. And the other question I have too, if you guys can let me know, is if you're printing with something like, let's say, polycarbonate, where the bed is at 110 degrees C and the chamber is let's say it's 65 degrees C. If you were to print PLA as a support, would that work, or would that be too hot for the PLA to print successfully as support? Let me know in the comments. H2C won't make poop unless you go for an 8th color. Yeah, exactly right. You go outside the 8 nozzles that are available. It would create more poop, right? Waste. That said, H2C is way slower than the U1. Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Good to know. Interesting. I am worried too about how large the H2C is versus probably that Snapmaker U1 and the P2S, because I don't have a ton of room there. Probably enough for it, but yeah, your PLA nozzle is going to ooze in a 60-degree chamber. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wonder if maybe PETG would maybe work. It's a big papa. Yeah, the H2C. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm like, do I want the best printer that's out there as far as largest? Maybe it's not the best. Maybe the Snapmaker U1 is the way to go. Probably couldn't hurt. It is half the price. I will say that I kind of like the idea there. And am I going to do more than 4 colors? Probably not. Maybe. But 4 is quite a bit, you know, for a single print. Because most of the time, you print anything large enough, you're going to have multiple prints. You can just change out the colors. But I don't know. It's a hard decision, you know. And then if you do want to do 8, you got to have 2 AMSs, right? With the quad, the 4x1, PTFE tube, whatever you call it, adapter. Yeah, it definitely is. Jack goes, I have a problem right now with the U1 feed motor, but I do have it bypasses and ran straight through right now, right? So you're not using the automatic feed system, waiting for a response from Snapmaker. I mean, even Bamboos can have problems too, right? But yeah, that's just the nature of 3D printers, I guess, right? Yeah, looks like this is all dry, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, that's all. That's good. I'll let it dry overnight, though. Yeah, other than that, I do need to get my I got my shelves all reprinted for the larger size. And I'm going to update new pictures on Etsy and all that, and like give a what's new, what do you call it? Like photo, essentially, what's new for the product. So I did deepen the shelf as deep as my wall plates. I haven't sold any of these on Etsy, only on YouTube or on my website essentially. But I did widen this, and I've got all the modules here as well. So these turned out pretty good. This is just PLA, so real lightweight kind of thing. They look good. So I'm still going to try to promote these on Etsy. I got to do a better job of photos and just, bundling. I want to bundle this with maybe the wall plate and a couple of these brush mirror mounts essentially. So I'm going to work on that this week. Probably work on it tomorrow if it's crummy. I don't know what the weather is supposed to be. It was raining earlier. I don't know if it'll rain tomorrow or not, but we'll see. I know the kids want to do their snappers, so we'll see what happens there. But I got to get back in the grind. It's like you go on vacation and like you got to catch up on things and deal with regular work too. So, okay. Jack in the shop says, still like the U1 over my X1C. Okay. And Barry goes, if you're like me and don't like to make the listing images, it maybe helps. Yeah, I don't like to do the listing images. It's a pain, man. And I guess I'm probably a perfectionist when I'm trying to get the right angle, the right lighting a little bit. Eventually, you just got to come to accept what you got, put it up there, and maybe somebody will vibe with it, and buy your product. So, but yeah, I think I'm more excited about doing this pinball thing. I just think I want to have more fun with the 3D printing, I think that's what a lot of people like to do. And it'll take me through a process of challenges because I want to create a way for it to print on a 250 by 250 by 250 build plate printer. And that way, that forces me, it's going to force me anyways, even with a large printer, to separate out components to where they can slide together, fit together kind of thing. You could super glue them obviously, but I want to have like little slide, whatever you call those. I forget what they're called, but engineer new components and talk about them on the channel. Get your guys' ideas and feedback, just little tiny engineering challenges that I might have. Also mixing mechanical parts like springs, maybe the bumpers. That'll be an interesting challenge as well. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I don't know if anyone out there is doing pinball mini machines with 3D printers. Maybe they are. I don't really want to find out because I just want to do it myself. I want to learn it on my own. I don't want to copy somebody else's design. Let's see here. Jack says, I take a photo of the item and let AI dress it up. Yeah, I do too. I do that too occasionally. Just depends on what I'm trying to convey for the product. So Barry goes, yeah, I made centipede maybe, because I didn't want to rely on AI to get it right, and also because it changes the model sometimes. Maker World doesn't like that theoretically. Centipede. I don't know what that means. Centipede. Is that a game that you made? Like Centipede or something? Yeah, let me know. Oh, you stripped out a post? Yeah, put a link. Yeah, YouTube is a pain with the links. I made a website for making product images. Oh, that's interesting. What's the website? Just you can't. Yeah, you just maybe it's gonna probably just maybe do like 2 different words, like give a space there or something. It's probably a .com, I assume. I'll check it out. Are you doing like a SaaS thing? Trying not to show. No, go ahead, man. It's free, and I've designed it deliberately so I can never profit from it. Really? You sure you won't sell it? Let's see. Percentipede. Is that the name of the site? Percentipede? Percentipede. Let me check it out. Percentipede.com. Okay. Here, I'll put it up. I can put it up on the chat. Yeah, this looks legit. Turn your product photos into lists. All right, cool. Now, are you doing like prompts behind the scenes for? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, you're come on. Okay, there we go. So you're prompting behind the scenes, like integrating that. Let's see. Oh, no AI. It's basic Canva, but just for Maker World listings. Oh, okay. That's cool. Pick a layout, drop in your photos, brand it, export both ratios. Okay. Yeah. 4:3 and 3:4. Nice. That's cool. Very clean website, too. I like it. See these images in action. Let's check this out. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Now, did you make this Apple, maybe not Hush Pixel FF? Is that you? Here, I'll just share your site anyways. Why not? I think I can share on this thing. Let's see here. What do we got here? Okay. Share screen is easy with 2 monitors. Sharing screen works best on a good computer. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. So let me see how this works here. Add to stage. Okay, cool. This is cool. Yeah, so turn your product photos into listing ready images for Maker World. That's pretty cool. And let me go over here. So how it works is pick a layout, drop in the photos, brand it, and export both the ratios. Very clean, easy to understand. Layouts that fit listings. 3 style families, text you can actually control. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hey, we should try it. Do we want to demo it? I'm down for demoing stuff. Let's just I'm gonna beat up on your website here. This is clean, man. That was quick. Let's see here. Here. Let's see here. And let me see here. Let's try a photo here. Yeah, we'll do this. All right, cool. Hero. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. So then you can add more, I assume. Style. Ooh, that's nice. That's cool. Oh, wow. This is pretty detailed here. Let me see here. Okay. Chat bubbles. Oh, nice. Ooh, I like that. And then you can probably move it around. Yeah. That's cool. Let's try this. Add a list. Okay. Ooh, I can add. Oh, that's nice. Nice. I like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Badges. Neat. That's really cool. I'm sure it's got a lot more other features in it and whatnot. I'm just kind of clicking around here, but so let me see here. Yeah, Tulsa Skin says that's pretty cool. Technically, you drop the photos first now. Yeah, that's no big deal as far as the order goes. Yeah, Brent says that's really cool. It's not anything that you have to download. It's a single page web app that doesn't even track users. There's no back end. Everything that happens is in your browser. That's awesome. Yeah. Man, now I'm really shilling for myself. Dude, it's not a problem, man. Not a problem at all. Dude, that's what live streams are for, is for the community to shill for themselves, to, what do they call it, plug for themselves. I mean, at least in small live streams, in my opinion. I mean, you go to the big live streams like large YouTubers, you're never going to get an edge in word wise. But these are the kind of places where I think that we should share with each other, especially anything that's a tool like this that you've built yourself. I'd be proud of this. This is great. All JS too, JavaScript. That's awesome. Now it's designed for Maker World. Are you considering making something more for Etsy shops or kind of that kind of thing? I know that there may be like licensing maybe thing that you're only tailoring it to Maker World for, but I think you should make this for anyone out there. And like you said, like if you're not looking to make profit, then you're just you're allowing people to have that freedom to not have to pay for, some product like ChatGPT or whatever, right? So, but yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. I like it. But yeah, you guys, it's called percentipede.com, and I do like the little centipede icon. What's with the name and the where'd you come up with the name and the, it's like, is it like has to do with perception and maybe how a centipede moves or something? I'm just curious how you came up with that name. It's definitely unique. It's cool. I like the icon. It's neat. I could definitely change it up pretty easily for Etsy, Shopify. Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what, I think from a just general, is there a license to using this? Is it only available for Maker World or like, because what I see here, I think you could use it for Etsy. I mean, what's the licensing on your generated output? Is there any reason why I couldn't use it for Etsy? Let me know. I just don't use those and made this because I'm lazy. Yeah. Literally, it was just a domain name that I had already laying around. That's awesome, dude. Hey, you're making something out of it that's cool and useful for people. It was originally for another project and was named around gradually improving your percentages by crawling forward. That's cool. Yeah. You could use it for whatever, no license at all. So there you go, guys. Percentipede.com, a free tool for creating, listing images for products or for fun, for Maker World, whatever. I think it's great. It's awesome. Maybe I'll add this to the description of this live stream. Why not? So thanks, Barry. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. And if anyone else has anything you want me to share, I'll share it. Check it out. Share the screen. Take a look at things. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to actually favorite this to my 3D printing folder. That way I don't lose it. I always have a billion tabs open. So, but yeah, I'm going to play around with this and just see, because I use ChatGPT, but it takes like a lot of effort. And this feels like very simple just to get something going, at least a first start. And it gives me some ideas. Now here's a question for you, Barry. So it's cached. So you have this cached in, I assume like the database on your browser so you can keep your project, like everything saves. It looks like it does. We can keep it a secret to the people who live here. Yeah, exactly. That's fine. It's not a problem, dude. That's what small YouTube channels are all about. It's kind of a niche little club that we all have. So yeah, local storage. Exactly. Yep. No, that's great, man. I like those little websites. Those are fun to work on too. I assume are you building these with like Claude Code or Cursor on your end? But yeah, everything lives in your browser. So if you go away and come back, it's still there. If you come back on another computer, it won't. Yeah, exactly. That's the way to do it nowadays, is just have everything front loaded. Like, forget about a back end, because now you're talking real money, because you got to host, a back end database and all that. Just have something use people's local computers for local storage. That's the way to go. I like it. And you know what? People are mostly going to use the same laptop that they work on every day anyways. So no, I think that's great, man. Yeah, I had a website, full back end. It was like a social media app. It was called soulmomentsclub.com, but I shut it down, ended the company. I never had I wasn't bullish on it, to bother getting into that social media space. Facebook owns it all. It's very difficult to compete in that space. So, but I had fun building it. I learned a lot building it too. That one was built by hand, but the last 4 or 5 features were all vibe coded. Exactly, dude. Exactly. I was starting to vibe code on my last website, but then I shut it down. I was like, I'm done, dude. There wasn't a lot of technical debt, but there was an expense there. It was, $100 a month kind of thing. And I was like, I can't focus on too many things. So I'm just going to go with the 3D printing. I've made more money 3D printing than I ever did with that social media website. So there you have it. Software is hard to scale and sell and market. It's not an easy one, but it was too broad. Honestly, I needed to niche down into something that was very specific when it comes to software. And I'm sick of coding, to be honest. I think I've said that on this channel. I like to just do things for fun now. I code too much at work. I don't feel like coding anymore. But if I had a good idea, I wouldn't mind vibe coding something. If I had some interesting idea, maybe it would have to do with 3D printing. Who knows? I know there's like some automation software out there for 3D printers. I am going to be getting into model context protocol, MCPs, for my work. So that's going to be interesting, that journey, learning about how to build context for Claude, how to describe what your software does, and how to manipulate and control it. That's going to be interesting. And how to feed Claude data so that it can make decisions, or at least help the user make certain decisions, So that's going to be interesting. I think I'm going to learn a lot from doing this MCP server. I'm looking forward to it. I've already built a pitch deck for my boss, and I'm going to present that next week with him. Excuse me. So that should be interesting. I'm going to learn a lot from that, I think. Probably learn a little bit about agents and see what's going on there too, because I haven't played around with AI agents yet. So that'll be part of that learning curve. But I work with my brother, and he's already building the infrastructure for the MCP server to talk to our software. So he's building that right now. He's probably halfway done because he vibe codes everything as well. I've been building those professionally. So if you get stuck, holler. Yeah. Oh, the MCPs. All right. Yeah, I will definitely. I'll definitely holler if I get stuck. I'm sure I'll be just vibe coding it from learning about what to put in the MCP definition, I suppose. What MCP servers are you building for? Like what software? Just curious if you can let me know. That'd be kind of interesting. I know that Blender has one now. I haven't tried it. I suppose when I get Claude Desktop, the $200 version or whatever, the license to use it, I probably will play around with Blender, so I'll let you guys know how that works out and seeing how much see how many tokens it uses up. That's the other thing. Now I don't know with Anthropic if you've got Opus and then the next what's that new version from Anthropic? I already forgot what it's called. Anthropic models. What is that one called? Fable 5. Yeah, I wonder if the Claude Desktop even supports that, because I heard they were going API only, like you can't even use it from the paid $200 a month version. I think they were cutting that off last week or something like that. So yeah, I'll have to see what that's going to take, but I think it'll be pretty straightforward with how AI can code itself, basically. So. But yeah, I gotta finish up this model here and decide if I want to actually sell this one. Maybe I'll use Barry's tool there and try that one out, see how it works for building a new listing. I work on a large event stream processing product that has an MCP, interfaces with several others, and also talks to every layer of a K8s stack. Is that a Kubernetes stack, I suspect? Yeah, that's interesting too. Like if you're able to have AI working with a Kubernetes orchestration thing going on, that's kind of crazy. I could see how that would be very helpful though, because all that stuff is config based, I suspect, for adjusting microservices and all that. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I never got into Kubernetes. I like Docker. I use Docker quite a bit. But I just never got into orchestration. I never had a need for it for work. We don't do like high volume applications. It's fairly low volume. But Docker works out well. We do use Docker quite a bit. And Docker is built in Go, which is the language that I write in. And it's just, one of those fast runtime languages, which it's compiled at machine level. So I don't know. I've just had a great time with it. It's an easy language. And yeah, I don't want to ever learn another language. I'll just let AI write it for me. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I was going to talk about. Yeah, other than that, if you guys want to, get on the live stream maybe next week, we can talk about your products, your projects that you're working on, whether you're selling them or not, doesn't matter. It'd be kind of cool. Show off your workshop if you want. That'd be kind of fun. Barry goes, honestly, 75% of the folks using Kubernetes would be better off using Docker Swarm. That's what scared me about Kubernetes. I didn't want to get into the complexity of it. I mean, all new terminology and all this stuff that I just wasn't familiar with. I didn't want to get into it. I didn't have to. It'd be good on my resume, I suppose. But nowadays, you can probably just learn it all with AI. Just ask it, how do I build up a Kubernetes cluster or a Docker Swarm? I remember Docker Swarm was the native Docker orchestration tool. So, but I don't think I'm going to get into that. I'd rather just focus on MCP stuff for the product that we ship. So, and then I can expand on that and see what happens. But I've got a whole sales pitch on it, and I had used AI to help me with the sales pitch. I didn't have it generate it by any means. I've never created a slide deck with AI yet. I just get ideas. I have a conversation with it, and then put together what I think makes sense for my my boss. Most C-level people are not too up to speed on AI, at least in my world in the AV space. Maybe other spaces they're more adept to where AI is going, but I'm just taking baby steps with my CEO. It's a little overwhelming for them. I don't want to overwhelm them with too much AI agent, AI MCP stuff. I'm just taking it real slow. What did I miss? Sorry, late to the party. Oh, we're just talking in general. I talked a little bit about my vacation. We were showing Barry's got a website called percentipede.com, and I'll link it in the description below. Maybe I can probably pin that comment because I did put it up here. Let me see here. Here it is. Let me see here. Oh no, you can't. Well, you can star it. I wonder if starring it does anything. Here, I'll just show it. There we go. Yeah, so Barry's got this website, free to use for licensing as well. It generates listing photos of anything you made for a 3D print, which I think is real nice. He designed it for Maker World, but you could use it for Etsy or Shopify or whatever you want to use it for. So pretty nice. Yeah, happy 4th to you too, man. Dan's going to get 5 new printers. No, I'm only thinking about getting one, man. Only one. I don't have room for any more than 3. 3 is going to be the max. I already have a 3rd upstairs. My daughter has the X Maker, and she prints like crazy with that thing. She printed for me before I left for vacation on Father's Day. She printed this whole setup in my office, and maybe next live stream I'll show you guys that. And just these little characters. It was kind of like a Gridfinity. Like she had these hexagon Gridfinity prints she made, and then you can put these little like there was a castle she printed, a couple other things. So she uses the X Maker like crazy. She's got to manually load the filament. Takes a little bit of time to load it. And then she made, and maybe I'll show it, maybe I'll do a video on it, a phone holder. She's got a little MP3 player. It's kind of like an Android phone, but it's not a phone. It's just an MP3 player. And it's a little phone holder. And she did a multicolor one. She paused the print, loaded filament 4 times, and it's kind of like a rainbow essentially. So it's pretty cool. So I do have 3 3D printers in the house. One of them's upstairs. Got to run, Barry. Good night, all. Happy birthday to America. Yeah, definitely 250, man. You have a great night, man. Hopefully I'll see you around next week, probably on Chris's stream and maybe my stream next Friday. Appreciate you coming by, Barry. And thanks for the website, man. It's great. So, Mini Mechanic, how's your 4th? What are your plans, man? And how's your week been going? Brent says, thanks, Barry. So, Brent, you're going to the flea market tomorrow on the 4th of July? And is it outside or inside? And is there air conditioning or not? Because I think you're out of like Chicago or Wisconsin. I can't remember where you're. I think you're out of Illinois or Wisconsin. Yeah, it's outside. Hopefully the PLA stays out of the sun. Or no, you're on ABS. So you're good. You won't get any warping if you're printing on ABS. That's what I was kind of worried. Shipping a product in a box, PLA, will that like have any issues if it gets too hot? I was kind of worried about it because I'm going to ship this PLA fire retardant as products because I want to burn through that material. It was kind of expensive. We had our Canada Day a couple days ago, uneventful. I mean, here in the US, I don't know if it's eventful or not. It depends on where you are, honestly. I was in Coronado Island. I don't know if it's an island. It's Coronado near San Diego. It's a peninsula. And man, the patriotism on the island, it's like half military base, was pretty crazy. I mean, every house was decked out. They're doing like this crazy 4th of July parade pretty cool. It just depends on where you are in the U.S. how enthusiastic people are. We don't do big celebrations, my family. We just kind of lay back, low key. We'll probably see some fireworks from a distance. Maybe some neighbors will blow some off. So 2 hours west for the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Okay, so you're west of Twin Cities. Okay. You're probably pretty close to South and North Dakota, I suspect. So, hey Pele, how you doing, man? Good evening. How you been doing on your progress with your 3D printing world? I know you were talking about starting a product at some point. I think you were in the idea phase, like trying to figure out an idea, right? And I forget, are you out of Brazil? Somewhere in South America, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember where everyone's from. Mini Mechanics from Canada. I got to remember that. And then Steve is from the UK. I didn't catch where Barry was from. Can't remember. But Brent's out of Minnesota. Okay. It's always good to remember where everyone's from. So, yeah, everything's going good. If you're just catching up, I got back from my 10-day vacation from San Diego. Did a bunch of fun stuff, Legoland, the zoo, aircraft. We did an aircraft carrier, the USS Midway. We swam 6 days out of the 10 days we were there. Had a jacuzzi every night, so it was real nice. Nice rest and relaxation, which is what I needed. M. Stevens, hey, how you doing, man? I have to stay away from the fireworks. My 100-pound Catalua gets scared. Catalua gets scared and can become a major problem. Is that a large dog? Pele says, yes, I did pivot from office stuff, and right now, oh yeah, you had the office stuff. That's right. You're already pivoting, and I'm actually trying to design my own frame for my 7-inch vinyl record and frame. Okay, cool. I'm almost happy with my prototype. Maybe a few tweaks left. Okay, so you're getting into vinyl, not storage, but vinyl display. That's pretty cool. I've got a bunch of vinyls upstairs. The larger, what are the large size ones? 12-inch? Yeah. 7-inch are the smaller ones, right? Oh, you're from Phoenix. Okay. Okay, cool. Awesome, man. That's cool. Were you not selling on Etsy very well with the office products? What made you lose your conviction? Or did you just get a higher conviction with the vinyl stuff? I know vinyl is still pretty popular. Vinyl display stuff. Now, if you don't know, I was sharing somebody else's website. They have a site called I keep forgetting it. Barry's got a site called percentipede.com, and it's free to use, license free, and it can help you create listings for Maker World, but you can use it for Etsy or Shopify. I'll put it in the description below. And where was I going with that? Oh, in general, like I'm trying StreamYard, so I can share your Etsy site if you want. Anyone on here, if you guys want me to share your Etsy site, feel free to let me know and we can take a look at your products. I don't have a huge following, but hey, every little bit helps. If somebody's interested in your product, maybe they'll buy it from there. Oh, he's a large hound. Okay, used for hunting wild pigs and when used for hunting, yeah. Mine is just a pet. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. And that's 100 pounds. That's a lot of dog food that you could be going through. But yeah, we love our pets, man. If you got them, people love them. I grew up with cats, but we just haven't wanted to get animals because I just don't want to deal with them with traveling. We're starting to travel a bit more with the kids, and especially dogs. They take a little bit more. You do have to have somebody watch them. And they do get scared of fireworks. I think dogs more than cats, if I remember right. Pele goes, I actually wasn't too convinced on the office supplies, but more of the wanting to be perfect and never starting. Yeah, that's a struggle people have. But this product solves a problem for myself, so that gave me a lot of motivation. Exactly. Yeah. And I've said this maybe on an earlier live stream. I said it tonight. You got to eat your own dog food, right? And like right here, I'm eating my own dog food. I've got my Osmo 3 on a new 3D printed little camera mount on my wall plates. So I can use this on my next live stream if I use the DJI. Now, right now, I'm trying StreamYard, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm 77, so he is my last large dog. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, it's hard when you get older. Like, you don't want to, have that risk of, getting a puppy and it outlives you. I hear you there. But hey, you probably had a lot of good dogs over the years, and it's great that you got a good buddy to hang out. Dog's a man's best friend. That's the way I look at it. So, how is he? Fairly young or kind of middle-aged dog? Let us know. Brent says, Pele, that's the way to get started. Fixing a problem you have, and most likely someone else has that problem also. Yeah, exactly. Like somebody else who has 7-inch records that they collect. Maybe it's something they want, some way to showcase it, The 12-inch, that's kind of tricky because now you need a bigger plate, right? Is that why you start with the 7-inch? I suspect, because a 12-inch record, you're going to have multiple parts, I suspect. But that's a good challenge, I think start small with the 7 and then work your way up, because a lot of people are buying those albums these days. And what's cool about that is I've been to record shows like at my county fairgrounds. They're like $5 to get in or $1 to get in. You could set up a tabletop there, and people vibe with that. People would like that too, and like, try to offer some like kind of deals, like a combination, on your at your table. That'd be pretty sweet. So Pele goes, my design currently has the record halfway between the album, and I can print it in one piece on the A2L. Is that the new one? Build plate. So I don't have to find a way to attach them. Yeah, exactly. No, that's great. You read my mind before I can type. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's something you always got to consider is, how you're going to engineer it, and if it's a large product, you're going to have to think about how to connect two pieces, because these build plates are only 9 inches or 8 inches or whatever it is, 250 millimeters, pretty small to work with. M. Steven says, I've always had dogs. He is 5. Okay, great. Went from a 14-pound terrier to him to 100 pounds, huh? Before that, raised golden retrievers. Awesome. He's fully off-leash trained. Nice. That's awesome. Well, hopefully you got a lot of years with him. Good times together. He's 5 years old. He's still kind of like just got out of puppy mode, and you got a lot of years with him. So that's great. Pele goes, I wish I could share a photo of what I have right now. I also want to add an engraved oval piece with the info of the album in the front somewhere. Dude, that's a good decision. I feel like, especially for Etsy, customization is pretty key. And I suspect you're probably going to, you're going to have the user or the customer. I say user because I'm so used to software. You're going to have the customer put in a custom, probably what they want for the details for the album, because you're not going to create every album. There's millions of them. So yeah, you'll have the customer, I suspect, custom engrave it or whatever kind of thing. That's a good idea. That's what I'm missing in my opinion. Like these wall plates are very generic, something you could kind of buy at a hardware store. Etsy is not that space. It's really all about customizable things, you know? So, no, that's a great idea, man. I think that's going to work well for you, I think, on Etsy. And then you got to figure out, you know, your color, maybe color themes. I don't know if you're working with two pieces or one with that centerpiece, but try to figure out the colors, because albums have kind of a vibe to them, right? Like you probably want like the Metallica Black album. Maybe it would be black and white or something like that. I don't know. That's a tough one too to figure out. So, but that's part of Etsy is offering that customization. I got to figure out a product that I can offer as a customizable product. You know, organization products for me, you don't want to customize them. You just buy them and they go on your wall, you know. I guess some people could customize them, but for albums, I think that makes total sense. So that's a great idea. I like the pivot. Yeah, it's a tough call. Are you going to take down your? I don't know if you were shipping your office products. Are you going to take those down and just go all in on the album niche? I think that might be the way to go. It's just flip completely. Don't even bother with the office stuff. Just go the music side. You know, you could probably expand to other things, like record player stuff. What do you call them? They're not called needles, but the just ways to showcase your record player accessories, you know, turntable accessories. Now it's bugging me. I can't remember the name of what they're called. Anyways, there's lots of ways you can add to that shop, you know, go with the music theme. So I have a back piece where the album and record lay, right? Okay. Which it probably has kind of a half circle, right, where the record sits on. Yep. It has a lip to hold an acrylic piece, and then the top piece will be attached with magnets to easily swap. Okay, that's cool. And I never started those office stuff. Yeah, so you were just kind of exploring it and seeing if it worked. But yeah, dude, I started with some TikTok videos, but I deleted them. Why'd you delete them, man? Just keep them. I've got like a couple of TikTok videos. They haven't grown since. I've just stopped posting. I should continue to post. Just leave them up there. Who cares, man? It doesn't matter. Just keep posting. That's what everyone says on YouTube. Keep posting. So now, are you putting your face in it? Are you going to go, you know, talking head about your product? Or are you just kind of putting your hands there and making the product come together, you know, like slap the back on, put the record in, put the top on for the different color or whatever. Let me know. Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's cool. I like that. And let me know when you're ready to share it on the channel. We'll share it with everyone. We'll take a look at it. Hey, man, I might be interested in buying one of them. I don't have any 7-inch albums, though. Or do I? I might have one. I'd have to go look. I have an old Star Wars read-along 7-inch vinyl album or whatever. I don't know if you call that an album, but 7-inch record. That would be kind of cool to display in a Star Wars theme. No, I'm embarrassed to show my face in my videos. LOL. I rent a hand model. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it does take a little bit to get over it. I remember my first time doing a video. I don't know if I was nervous, but I just felt weird. You know, you feel kind of uncomfortable showing your face on YouTube because you think like a bunch of people are going to see it, right? But I think the mistake a lot of people make is like when you first start doing videos online, you're only going to get like 1 or 2 people seeing your face at first, but then you will get a viral video. And it's weird to think that I think every hour, 100 people are watching my videos. It's kind of crazy now. It's like, really? People watch my videos? But, you know, it is what it is. It's part of the modern world that we all live in. and I just wanted to be a part of it, I guess, So I have a lot bigger records, but this smaller one is a bit easier right now. Yeah, but I really want to design it, but Fusion is hard. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. You mean like designing a 12-inch one with probably multiple parts or something? That'll definitely be a challenge. Brent says just keep working with Fusion; it gets easier. Yeah. Do I want to get off Blender? I probably should. Um, I don't know. I gotta do more model. Maybe this pinball project might convince me to get on Fusion or get off Blender. However, I might enable an MCP server on Blender and hook it up with ChatGPT for this pinball project. I think that'd be kind of interesting. Be interesting to do videos on that as well. I need something new to talk about. You as a YouTuber, you got to find new topics to talk about. And I can't really my wall plates, that's old news. It's like I've done a bunch of videos on it, my challenges behind it. I've talked about these products and whatnot, but I kind of need a new direction. And I think the pinball arcade kind of vibes, 3D printing, it's kind of a interesting challenge for me. I think people will have a lot of fun with it, and maybe if I do it with Blender with AI, it'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the way to go. But I gotta get it going so I can start building some content for it. I mean, my next video, I haven't recorded it yet. I'm gonna do a video on why I think I don't know what the title is going to be. It might be like why 3D printing is healthy for you. It's kind of a contradiction. There'll be some people in the comments saying, you're full of it, Dan, because 3D printing, it has plastic, it has fumes, it makes a mess, or people. I'll get a lot of haters on it, a few haters on it. But the reason I think it's healthy is because it gets people off their ass and into a workshop, standing up, deburring your print and cleaning the build plates, taking your prints off, loading your filament. I'm just going to make a list of why I think it's healthy because basically, what is it? They say sitting is the new smoking, essentially. And so I'm going to kind of vibe off that. So that's going to be my next video. I got to record it probably tomorrow because I like to release on Sundays. So, but yeah, always got to think of content for YouTube. My biggest obstacle is finding a way to attach the two pieces together because even with the, A2L, is that what it is? I can't print in one piece. So, I mean, I did that in Blender. Here, I'll run over and get it. Actually, it's right over here. And I don't know what your design is, but if you didn't catch my previous video, it's getting pretty good traction right now, is where I split my product in two because I'm doing polycarbonate because it warps like crazy. But I took my model as a single piece and I simply found an M3 screw, threaded screw, and I put it in right here and positioned it in the model and then cut it out. And then I cut this shelf off right here, right at this, at the plate basically. And now I'm screwing them in with an M3 screw. And then I super glue just this middle bottom section here. And I think I threw them out. I even have one. And I threw them out upstairs. But the super glue on whatever they call it, polycarbonate, I couldn't even take it apart myself manually. I didn't super glue where the screws are, but just this little part there. It worked out well. So you can use screws. There's nothing wrong with that. It just depends on if it shows in the product. I just don't know how your engineering is. I would suspect on the back, you could have just a, let me think about this. So on the back, let me try to explain what I'm thinking. You could have simply just have, like, let's say this is your part and this is piece 1 and piece 2 here. In the middle, you could just have something extend out just slightly, and then you put the screw in on each side, or you could super glue it there, and if you use Bamboo Studio, it does have the connectors to help you align the pieces together, so that's something you could use as well. But yeah, hopefully you figure that out. I think you will. Just keep working at it. Let's see here. And I need to find a way to get those acrylic pieces I need at a reasonable price. That's always a pain, because trying to cut it myself didn't go very well. Yeah, cutting acrylic, does it break and crack really easily? That's like a craft all in itself, right? I got my magnets today, so I'm excited to put these two pieces together. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Mentally healthy. Yeah, that's another point. Exactly. I gotta write that one down. I had all the physical health effects, but I think mental is so overlooked when it comes to a hobby, so I'm going to write that one down. Mental health. A lot of people overlook that, and even myself, I just overlooked. I thought about it earlier, but I totally forgot about it. Good call. I printed the 3D print ball machine from 3D Print Academy. Cool. It is really cool, but it takes a really long time to complete, so selling them would be really expensive. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, as a product, I'd have to really have a compelling, well, here, I'll show you my kind of, maybe my inspiration. Let me show you my inspiration. Here. Pele says, I wish I could share that photo with you somehow. Yeah, links are hard. I'm trying to think. Got to figure out a way to share stuff with this platform. Here, let me, oh, wait a second. Check this out. What is this private chat thing? Maybe that'll work. Okay, let me see here. Because maybe this will help me. Oh, no, maybe not. $420 PLS. Okay. I'm going to try this. I don't know how this works, but we'll see. We'll see if you see that chat. I don't know exactly what that's doing. Maybe that's with people that are in the actual stream or something. That probably is what that is. Yeah, never mind. I'll figure out a way next time, Pele. We'll share what you've got going on. Brent goes, I feel so much better about myself when I finish a part and get feedback on it. Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. I mean, yeah, if you do YouTube, you're going to get some feedback, good and bad. M. Stevens goes, 3D printing has really helped me keep my mind sharp. Yeah. So important to learn new things at my age. Dude, I'm going to write this down, all ages, all the way from 8 years old all the way to 77. There you have it. I think this is a good video idea. So I'm definitely looking forward to actually recording it pretty soon. The only bad thing about recording less, like posting less videos, because I was doing multiple videos a day. I got really comfortable with it. But now that I've been posting less, it takes a little bit more for me to get in the zone of recording. If you do it less, the less time you're practicing it. I don't know. It's just one of those things, it's just like I haven't been making it part of my routine, even though I'm still posting twice a week. Well, this week I only posted once because I was on vacation, but yeah, I need to come up with I just need to push harder on the YouTube side, keep coming up with good content. You know, it's just hard to come up with content. But here, I'll show you my inspiration. I don't know. I haven't been buying Lego for a long time because I have so much of it, and it is expensive. Here, I'll share my screen with you guys. Let's see here. Let me see here. How do you do this? Okay, stop screen. Okay. Still learning this whole thing. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look at one of my favorite websites. Now that looks pretty sweet, but man, look at that price. $450. I just can't. I would love to get some of these cars, but man, I have a few of them. I just don't want to spend $500. That's just, here it is. So they came out with a Lego arcade space pinball machine. And space is my favorite theme with Lego. I don't really want to spend this kind of money, but man, it could go really well with especially this direction. So, and it could give me some ideas too, you know, as far as how they built this, you know. And I wonder if you can adjust the angles here too. I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I don't get dinged on like some copyright sharing this. I don't think I will. But yeah, so that's the inspiration that I saw this the other day. It was like advertised on Lego. And I thought, man, this would be fun to build in a 3D printing perspective. Because you can make all these little accessories, the flippers, maybe not the ball, but other things inside of here, you know. I think that'd be pretty cool. So this could give me some ideas. So yeah, so that was my inspiration. Dan, we all thank you for your help and support. This live stream is becoming a great place to bounce ideas off each other and get ideas. Yeah, dude, that's what live streams are all about. You know, they're not about me and my channel and my products. It's really all about the community, the people in the live stream, chatting it up, getting new ideas, trying to figure out, you know, pivoting. You know, do we need to pivot on something? Try to figure out things, you know, because that's part of the fun of 3D printing too, is like coming up with new ideas. And, you know, hey, if one of us could get a hit, you know, whether it's the vinyl record or the battery holder, you know, we'll all like celebrate together, you know, pop the champagne. That's what I say. So Pele goes, I was very excited for the Pokemon Trio set until I saw the price. Yeah, I know what set you're talking about. It's got Bulbasaur and I think Pikachu and somebody else. But yeah, it was like, what, 200 to 300, I think. I wanted to get it for my son, but I'm like, that's too much. Netventive says, that Lego pinball was what made me build the 3D pinball machine. Really? The same thing, huh? It is pretty cool, I will say. It has a lot of options to the play field. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to strive for, is making the play field, that's what it's called, the play field, have like a modular layout. So the only disadvantage to that is that it's going to create a lot of holes on the play field. But I think it'd be pretty cool for 3D printing. You know, have a standard modular design that you could build little slides, chutes, the flippers, bumpers, whatever. I don't know all the technical terms of pinball machines. ChatGPT was giving me ideas. And but yeah, it'd be fun to kind of learn about what all the terminology is for all this pinball stuff. I don't know. I grew up in the late 80s and 90s. I used to play pinball at the arcade quite a bit. Like I said, I've got a cousin and a former business partner. They were into pinball machines a lot, so I can always ping ping them up and say, hey, what about this, type of thing on a pinball machine? How does that work? Because they take them apart and do all the electronics too with them. So I'll get some ideas from them, but it'll just be kind of a fun little project. Open holes are filled with screws. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Duh. And I can make just a way. That's a great idea. Is kind of like this right here, just a little cap. I can make little caps that go in the holes. Duh. Didn't even think of that. Thanks for that idea. See, that's what these live streams are about. Is just coming up with, different strategies for fixing problems. Yeah, just screw in the hole with a cap on top to make it a nice, smooth finish and match whatever color design on the play field. That'll be an interesting challenge too, is I want to make it like a multicolor play field. That'd be kind of interesting. And I got to decide how I want to, now I'm talking technicals, right? I want to decide, okay, how do I print the play field on the printer? Do I print it flat to where the top is, has a, whatever it is, the top surface, the printer is going to print it in a certain way, which isn't smooth. If I print it vertically, you get a smooth surface, but you're going to see layers. So it's a tough decision as far as like how I want to play around with that, but it'll be kind of fun. No cap necessary if coming up from the bottom. Yeah, that's true. Right, but won't you have a hole there where you're trying to attach the module, right? Because I'm thinking like this, it'll be a modular play field as far as like there might be holes you don't use, is what I'm saying. Like that might be where the cap would come into play. But let me know. Hey Irene, how you doing? I'm having a great evening, just having fun talking about 3D printing and just there's things in general. I was telling people about my vacation I took out to San Diego, had a great time out there. It was nice and warm. Well, it wasn't as hot as here. Like, I know you're in New York, I'm in Michigan. It's been brutal here. It was like 72 degrees the whole week. Gorgeous. Loved it. Pela goes, do you write down all of your thoughts and ideas? I need to start doing that and get more organized with that kind of stuff. I don't think I write it down. I really I'll chat it up with ChatGPT. I'll have a conversation with my ideas, and I can always like scan through that. And if I do have important points that it replies to me and I have in my head, I'll put them in a Word doc. So I did start a Word doc for this pinball machine, like not Word, but I use Google Docs or whatever it's called. And what's cool is you can make tabs in the Google Doc to where you can have different parts of your idea. Like I'm doing the play field, all the different things for that. And then I'll do like maybe the flippers will be a whole new tab that'll start detailing out my ideas for or whatever. So, but yeah, I do like to do that. Yeah. Thanks, Irene. You have a great night. Thanks for showing up. Let's see here. There are some smooth plates that work on your P2S. Yeah, I've got one of the engineering smooth plates. So yeah, maybe I could flip it to where the top of the play field is on the bottom and see how that works out. So that's a good idea. NetVentive says you can use the screw to fill the empty holes. Oh, hold on. I got a problem here. Let's see here. Oh, there's a special ball drop for the 4th. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. I'll come up there. Yeah, I'll hurry. Is it at midnight? Okay, cool. Apparently, guys, there's a special ball drop. And my kids want me to come up. They're still awake at almost midnight. They're still on California time, so I better get going and get up there. But yeah, use the screw to fill the empty holes from the bottom for an even playing surface. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'll definitely be doing videos and vibing with you guys, trying to show you what's going on, ask you questions, NetVentive, and you and I will work that out. We'll figure out how to get that to work. So let's see here. Pele goes, oh, I'm also thinking of doing that brochure thing you made. Good. That's a good idea. Yeah. I need to just brainstorm and design more products. You know what? Hey, get the brochure for just that 7-inch record thing. Start practicing on getting that going. Get your catalog. Make sure your first product, you have that catalog started, page 1, whatever it is, you know. I wish I had one of my catalogs here, but you guys have seen it. I've got like 8 pages to it now, and I just shipped it today, stapled it together. I put it in every shipment. I definitely recommend it. But I do want to get going. I didn't know my kids were still up. They probably can't go to sleep and whatnot. And I didn't know there was a ball drop. So, but anyways, happy 4th to everyone out there who's in the USA. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a safe weekend with any fireworks that you're blowing off. Keep them safe. Don't start any fires. And yeah, just enjoy your time with friends and family. And yeah, I'll be on hopefully another live stream next Friday. And yeah, everyone have a great night. Thanks, Pele. And yeah, I appreciate this community. It's growing. We're having fun. We're exploring new topics with 3D printing and engineering in general. And I'll try to do the StreamYard, learn a little bit more about it. Maybe we could share some other websites or products if you guys want. So anyways, you guys have a great weekend. Happy 4th, and we'll see you later. Bye.